Federal Facebook page, so you can get us both ways that way, with audio and video. And, of course, in the background, you can hear the strains of Miss Doris Day, one of Dick Belcher's favorite artists.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. People out there say, who's Doris Day?
Some of us know.
Okay, Doris Day was an outstanding actor, performer in the 50s and 60s. She celebrated her 97th birthday a couple days ago.
Still going strong.
Still going strong. You know, she did the television for Chevrolet, come out with twirling and singing, see the USA in your Chevrolet.
It just happened to rhyme. Wasn't it amazing?
Well, I was driving a Chevy at that time, so it made me feel good. But we're going to have a great weekend.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to get up to about 60-something.
Yeah, we're ready.
Yeah.
Sure.
Lots of things happening. So, well, Lieutenant Governor Susan Crouch was in Rochester Friday afternoon. You had her down here, didn't you?
We did, yeah. She stopped by the radio station.
Yeah.
We had a nice little conversation for about 10, 12 minutes.
Yeah. Well, she did a lot of kissing babies and visiting small businesses and throwing out a lot of flowers.
Seemed to like the community. She really did.
Friends of Recycling Inc. is providing Giretti's, Streamliner, Evergreen, Dilly's, and Josie's Junction with a 1-month supply of paper straws.
Very good.
Where do you buy paper straws?
There's a company in Fort Wayne that makes those,
Is
isn't
it?
there?
Okay. The courthouse gave an update on the concrete and limestone renovation project and put in a proposition for electric and lawn work. Now I see they're getting the Lions back, and
They're coming?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming. Better shape than they were before. Happier.
The Lions
The
are.
Lions are happier, yeah. Yeah.
Now, that Lions,
Can't you tell just by looking across the street there? See how it's smiling? Yeah.
Oh man, that's a stretch.
Well, it might be.
Now, what's the name of that one across the street?
I'm not sure if that's Major or Tom or
It's
one of the
Tom.
other.
I've got
There
it
is a
as
Tom
Tom.
Lion, yes.
You should know which one that one is.
I should.
Yes. Joe Biden says, I'll be more mindful.
Yeah.
Look at these ladies coming.
When does it stop?
10 years ago, he touched me.
Yeah.
Herman Cain is being touted by Mr. Trump for the Federal Reserve Board.
Is that good? You know more about the Federal Reserve than I do.
Well, he's a pizza guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then
And ran for president.
then that would be good.
Yeah.
Pizza's all around, right?
They probably furnished pizzas for all the meetings. However, I think he had some experience of serving on the Kansas City board a few years ago. So anyway, he was, of course, one of the candidates for president.
He was, right.
Remember that?
Yes, I do. Senator from Virginia, West Virginia? Thereabouts?
I don't know. Monday's the last day to register to vote in the May 7th primary, municipal primary.
Early voting starts on April 22nd, so
Okay.
you need to get registered by Monday, that's right.
Okay, a little trivia this morning.
I'm ready.
It's basketball time.
It is.
Only one more weekend.
I know.
Okay, who won the 1981 Final Four? Was it Houston, UCLA, IU, or Louisville?
Oh, I thought Purdue was going to fit in there somewhere.
No, no. Tanner, what's going on in the world of sports?
A lot of basketball, like you
Okay.
mentioned. Tom had to bring up the fact about he thought Purdue was going to fit in there, and nope, not this year. Unfortunately, lost the 80-75 to Virginia in overtime. Very exciting game, but still rough to talk about, at least from my standpoint. So.
Well, you know, you made an interesting point on Wednesday when you said when it went into overtime, the game before that, you felt confident.
Yeah.
When it went into overtime in this game, you didn't feel near as confident.
Just how the regulations ended.
Right.
Tennessee, I thought Tennessee came and gave Purdue their best punch. Purdue survived and actually had to come back themselves at the end to force overtime. This game, just the way it ended with Virginia making that shot, just kind of took the air out of Purdue's sails. And even though Purdue got the lead in overtime right away, it was first possession, and still had a chance down one with 42 seconds left. It just wasn't meant to be. Carson Edwards was fantastic, 42 points.
Great game.
Just needed a few more, I guess.
So much fun to watch.
So we'll see if he comes back. I highly doubt it, but we'll see in the next few weeks. Indiana's Romeo Langford announced yesterday he is going to the NBA.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Projected number 11.
Yeah.
Which is higher than I thought he would be, but that's where he's projected.
Supposedly he was playing injured with an injured hand all year. I guess he's having surgery on that. Something the NBA likes out of him, I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see where he ends up.
I assume that Williamson from Duke will be number 1.
I assume so.
Yeah.
And Ja Morant probably 2 or 3 from Murray State. Matt Painter won the National Association of Basketball Coaches National Coach of the Year.
Did he really?
A pretty big honor. It's been around since 1959. But the Indianapolis Star hasn't had anything on it the past 2 days, so I don't know. We were talking about that. Not sure why. But
will Carson Edwards stay?
I don't think so. I hope, but he's projected now in a lot of mock drafts. First round pick, late first round, but he's snuck in there. So that's a guaranteed contract if he can be a first round pick. So it'd be hard to turn down.
Hard to turn that down, isn't it?
But if he comes back, Purdue could be pretty dangerous.
Yes, he would.
Final four is set up in Minnesota: Auburn versus Virginia, Texas Tech versus Michigan State. Don't know many people who had
that bracket.
That Final Four set, but
I don't think there were very many of them.
I think somebody in the RTC contest had 3 of the 4.
Wow.
I think Texas Tech was the one they were missing.
That's pretty impressive, yeah.
I think. I could be wrong about that. Kentucky's John Calipari turned down UCLA's 6-year, $48 million offer. Supposedly signed a new contract with Kentucky for 10 years with an opportunity to serve as a paid ambassador after he retires, whatever that means.
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
Just a chance to give him a little more
Pretty
money.
much a lifetime contract.
Says I'm going to stay Kentucky forever.
Yeah, pretty much a lifetime contract. So, I was hoping to have some local spring sports to talk about this morning, but the weather's kind of postponing and delaying everything this week. I think the track meet did get underway. Rochester was very successful in their first track meet earlier this week. But I think that's the only event Rochester's had, if I'm not.
We'll have more next week, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I got some tidbits here this morning. On this day in 1923, the Firestone Tire and Rubber Company started producing inflatable tires.
Really?
On this day in 1948, WGN Channel 9 in Chicago began broadcasting. For years and years, they were the one place you could watch the Chicago Cub games, even some White Sox games.
Yeah, they were there for a long time with the Cubs race.
Now the Cubs are getting their own station next year.
Well, everybody is.
Yeah.
Right.
On this day in 1954, the King Elvis Presley recorded his debut single, That's All Right. And on this day in 1973, the NFL adopted the jersey numbering system. For instance, quarterbacks can only wear numbers 1 through 19.
I see.
So, today's National Walk to Work Day.
That's good.
If I would have known that, I would have
walked to work.
Deep Dish Pizza Day. Caramel Day or Caramel, depending on how you pronounce it. Go for Broke Day, and Rita Roadmap Day. That's something a lot of us probably don't do very much.
What is a roadmap?
Yeah, GPS is kind of taking over for maps.
Yeah, so. What is a roadmap?
I haven't read one in many years. So.
Now, did I read that the new Pro Football League is folded?
Yes, the AAF is folded already. So
one of those players made it to the Chiefs roster or somewhere.
And the Broncos picked one up yesterday too. The guy who led the league in interceptions, the cornerback. So
yeah, it just all of a sudden nobody knew it was coming. It just shut down.
Ran out of money quick, and don't really know. But good luck to the XFL next year. Now they're trying to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's only so much cream around.
Yeah.
Is that the one Andrew Luck's dad is involved with?
Okay. Vince McMahon and Andrew Luck's dad, Oliver Luck, and they got a lot of good coaches. Bob Stoops and
do they? Okay.
Bob Stoops is going to be a coach and general manager of a team, and pretty much every coach they have you've probably heard of.
Yeah.
So they're going big with it, but we'll see.
Sure.
Can't try to compete with the NFL. You got to do something else. I don't know.
Maybe you hope that the NFL will merge with you in
That's
5 or 10 years.
Well,
you know?
the AFF or the AAF, I don't forget which one it's called.
AAF.
They were supposed to be a minor league feeder system for the NFL, and it still didn't work out. So I don't know.
I think the only one that's really got that down is baseball.
Yeah.
In terms of how the minor league feeder system works its way up to the major leagues.
Yep. They've done it the longest. And
Yes, they have.
got down to a science. So.
Okay, some upcoming
Thanks,
events.
Tanner.
Thank you.
The Lake Manitou Association is holding a Q&A session on April 27th at 9 a.m. at the Moose.
Ah, very good.
How are things out at the lake?
No ice. It's all gone.
Ice is gone.
Yeah, ice is gone.
Okay.
That's a good thing.
Okay, how about some flowers this morning to Argus Community School math teacher Jonathan Arndt for being recognized as the 2019 AP Midwestern Regional Teacher of the Year.
Yeah, that was really a nice honor for him.
Yes, he's been there at Argus for some time. He's kind of the glue that holds that school together, and certainly has done a great job. Also, some flowers to the Rochester Optimist Club. We had them on last week. We talked about they served the pancakes and sausage breakfast, and all the proceeds went to the softball and soccer field. And the people that put the FFA auction together, this was the 27th.
Big day.
And you were in charge of weather. You didn't do very well. Jeez.
I failed to get miserably, didn't I?
Flowers also, I see the owners of the old dugout are revamping that. And
They are.
Cook Brothers Furniture Place is getting a new face. And
That's Elliot Hazen's job, and he's doing a good job with that.
yeah, very nice. Lots of things happening. Okay, let's look at money news.
Let's do.
The Dow closed up 166 yesterday at 26,384.
Always good news when the Dow closes up.
Yeah, the futures this morning are all up.
Are they?
Also.
Good.
Yeah. This was a 6-month high for the Dow, primarily because Boeing, which is on the Dow list, was up 3% yesterday. Disney was up 2 or 3% also.
Good.
How can Boeing go up?
I just was thinking about that when you mentioned Boeing, because they've got the issues with the MAX plane, so I don't know. Maybe they're getting to where they can resolve all this stuff.
Okay, interest rates pretty flat this week, although we got AJ here. He's going to talk about that a little bit.
Good.
And tell us, he's got these Ouija board out, and he's going to tell us what's going to happen here. Carlos Ghosn, former Nissan Motor Company chairman, was arrested the second time.
Second time?
Yeah.
Wow.
He got arrested this week. He spent a lot of time in jail in Japan. You get in jail, it's tough to get out. But he got out, and so now they've arrested him again. Elon Musk is in court for SEC violations.
Yeah, I don't think the Tesla stock is doing all that well right now.
Job reports coming out here in a little bit.
And it will say?
It'll be 175 to 200,000.
Is that good?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't so good last time, last month, but they're expecting it to be good. So we'll see what they're.
I read something yesterday where there's more jobs available than people to fill them.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's very true. Even in our 2nd District of Indiana, Jackie Walorski, our congresswoman, will be in town next week. But one of the things she's been saying is there are some 10,000 jobs, because we are such a manufacturing hub. There's so many jobs out there that just aren't being filled right now.
Well, also, what's skewing that a little bit is some people that have been unemployed forever and was off the rolls are saying, oh, maybe I can get a job, so they're coming back.
Sure, and you can.
That little chime in there was Todd Van Sickel.
Morning.
Good morning. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Now we'll go on.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Okay. I see that our legislature has passed a law now that the Secretary of Education, beginning in 21, is going to be appointed by the governor.
They've been talking about that for a while.
A long time.
Yes, they have.
They've had some bad experiences with the election.
They have indeed. That's right.
Okay, coming at First Federal today, we're open until 5 o'clock, and tomorrow from 8:30 to noon. You can always bank with us online and with our mobile apps, which is free to download. Tell us about that, Todd.
The mobile app free to download. We have a great app where our customers can pretty much do anything with the bank on their app and not have to come in. They can take a picture of their check and use mobile deposit. They can check their balances, which is one thing I'm going to talk about a little bit. That's an important security aspect, to keep track of your accounts and look at them on a daily, weekly basis to make sure there's not any unauthorized transactions. So you can do that on the mobile app. We talked about card valet at one point in time. You can use our mobile app to monitor debit card transactions, and you can even turn off and on your debit card to make sure that it's not being improperly used.
Great. Sounds good. Come in and talk to Ben Dalton, John Schaefer here in Rochester, or Bill Morris in Winnemac about a home loan, and AJ Bozzo is going to talk a little more about that later on. We have a special of the Easy Access 12-month at 2.3%, which is a 2.32% APY, $5,000 minimum. We offer commercial lending for businesses. Contact Lindy Breeden for more information. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Right?
Yes.
All the above.
We're very active social media-wise, and Tanner always puts a lot of really good posts out there about our products and services and things that are happening in the community. So it's a good way to stay in touch with what's going on. So
If I open an account, though, Tanner's going to give me a Bluetooth speaker, right?
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. That's good.
And Tanner just told me they're going like hotcakes.
Oh,
we
man.
had to order more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great.
They coming from China?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Well, all I have to do, too, is have a friend come in, right?
You can refer a friend.
A friend can get one, and I can get one.
Sure.
Ah, there we go.
We got him in the marketing department.
Yep.
right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
we need to get him a button.
Yep. Yep.
Right.
Well, I just a little sidebar. I know you're involved in United Way, and First Federal did very well this year. We had the most given, and also the per capita given.
Yeah, for largest business and per capita, and largest donation came from the family members, the employees of First Federal Savings Bank, and they did a great job supporting United Way and supporting our community.
Dick, you've believed in that for a long time, haven't you?
Yes. I was involved when it was called Community Chest.
Yeah.
That was when Doris Day was singing.
Yeah, that's right. Back when they had that on the Monopoly board.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Woo. That goes back a year or two.
Okay.
There are 9 local agencies that are supported, like CASA and Salvation Army, and there's a lot of good work happening in the community through United Way. So it's never too late to support.
Well, also one of our guests today is AJ Bozzo, and I know he's involved with Habitat for Humanity. You're serving on that board.
Yes, sir, I am.
It's at First Federal. You should know we're a community bank, and our people are involved in lots of things in the community and support the community, whatever it might be, whether it's United Way or Habitat for Humanity or whatever. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We are a member of FDIC and an equal housing lender, and our NMLS numbers 3929
You got it. We're legal.
I got it. Okay. AJ Bozzo is head of our mortgage loan department. Tell us what's happening in when we already talked a little bit about interest rates. You want to comment on that?
The Ouija board and the Magic 8 Ball are not giving me a
slide
whole lot of good thoughts as far as what
Okay.
the future holds. It really is, this market and the trend is very interesting. But we have seen over the last month rates come back to under 5%. They are trending up a little bit now, but it is a great time to be buying a house. It's a great time to be selling a house. If you want to downsize, if you need to upsize, the market's hot and people are looking for homes to buy. So
Not that much inventory either.
very extremely low
Right.
inventory. Good houses that come on the market are selling very quickly, which is very good for both the buyer and the seller. And we have a couple different first-time homebuyer options available to our customers. We have a premier first-time homebuyer that allows first-time homebuyers, and first-time homebuyers, we use the Freddie Mac description of that, which is you cannot own a house in the last 3 years.
Okay.
So if you owned a home and you sold it 5 years ago, with Freddie Mac, you were deemed a first-time homebuyer, so you would qualify
That's
for
good to
the
know.
loan. If you meet our underwriting qualifications, you can get into a home up to 95% loan to value with no MI, so no mortgage insurance.
What's the MI?
Mortgage insurance is what the
Oh,
banks are required to charge. The borrower has to get insurance above 80% loan to value. So it's an extra fee, an extra insurance policy that they'll pay every month typically for the bank to lend them money. There's now more and more programs that will allow you to do no MI loans. So it's a great program. We have another first-time home buyer program where First Federal Savings Bank will help pay the standard closing costs for you, so you can get into a home a little bit cheaper. And also, I just want to mention, with spring coming up, with home improvements happening, remodeling, if you don't want to refinance your house and lose your great rate, come in and talk to one of our LOs about a home equity line of credit. Those are very popular. We don't have to touch your first mortgage. You can keep your low interest rate, but we can give you the money to do your home improvements, your home upgrades, whatever you might need, debt consolidation, whatever you might have the need for the money for.
Excellent.
And we're still doing refinancing too, aren't we?
Absolutely. There's always a need for refinancing out there in the world. People will need to pull money out for one reason or another, for medical bills, for just ways of life.
College expenses, things like that.
Exactly. So yes, refinances. We are full service. We will help you in any way we can.
Todd, you're Vice President of Operations at First Federal. Tell us some things that are happening there.
We're doing lots of exciting things. Our biggest thing we kind of keep track of is security, and we always want to make sure our customers and our data is protected. And the best thing we can do to help offer advice to our customers is let everybody know that you will never receive a phone call or an email or a request from us to ask for your personally identifiable information. Your account number, card number, any security code, your user ID, your credentials. You know all those, and we know those numbers too, so we'll never call and ask for anything like that. If somebody's calling and asking for something like that, the best thing to do is hang up and don't give the information. It's certainly okay if you're calling the bank with a question, we're going to ask you your account number then, but you will not get unsolicited phone calls from us to try to uncover that information, because there's a lot of bad actors out there trying to take advantage of people's goodwill by getting their personally identifiable information. And this time of year, even with tax time, it's even more important. Tax scams go on. Some people are receiving letters or phone calls from the IRS saying that there was an error on your tax return and you owe us X amount of dollars. If you don't pay us immediately, we're going to have you arrested.
Thrown to jail.
I hadn't got one of these calls, arrested by the cops. That's what they said. So just everybody be aware. Just think before you click. if you have any questions, hang up and call the IRS or call your bank directly. That's the best way to stay secure. We have a lot of things coming up in the bank coming forward this year. It's going to be an exciting year. We're working on a new person-to-person payment application that will be available later this year. We're going to revamp our statements so that they'll have a kinder, friendlier look, with some 4-color things on them.
To make them really friendly, the balance needs to be big.
Well, that's true too, but that's out of our control. That's, I did forget to mention one thing about mobile banking too. It's a safe, secure way to transfer funds between your accounts so that you don't have to come into the bank, and you can pay your bills. You can even add billers now through mobile banking.
Todd, you've been in the banking business how many years?
35 plus years.
35 plus. You started as a kid in high school.
Yeah, I was a summer teller for many years, going through college, and I fell in love with banking and the ability to serve our customers. And I mean, community banks are what I think banking's all about, because we see our customers in the grocery store and in church, and they all have needs, and we can get to know each other and help them out and figure out what their needs are. And AJ can make any type of loans that we need to help them out with their home needs. So that's what we do.
Todd, you mentioned security. Have you seen anything recently, a new type of scams maybe that are popping up out there that maybe people should be aware of?
The most recent one, and it's tax time, this happened last year.
The IRS thing? Okay.
Would be people filing tax returns on your behalf. And then you would get a refund, and they would call you and tell you that this is the IRS and we made an error. We just deposited $10,000 into your account. We need you to wire that back to us, or 8,000 of that back to us. And so there's no such thing as a free lunch really anymore,
Exactly.
and you're not going to get a gift like that. So just be wary of anybody reaching out to you about a problem with your account or with your login credentials. Just be very wary of things like that, and hang up and call the IRS or call the bank if it's a bank calling you, or your credit card company. That's the best way to be safe.
Okay.
And phishing emails still happen a lot too. A phishing email is where somebody's trying to take advantage of your kindness and trying to get information about you to assume your identity. Usually it's login credentials. So if you receive emails that you don't expect, like from FedEx saying that your delivery was delayed, or UPS or something like that, they typically ask for you to click on something, enter some from login credentials. The best rule of thumb is, if you didn't expect to receive this email, don't click on a link in the email or don't open the attachment.
Okay.
It's the best way to protect yourself.
Good advice.
AJ Bozzo, Vice President of Mortgage Lending. I'm out here thinking about buying and borrowing some money. Is there any way I can get pre-qualified, or can I get an idea of how much I can afford?
Absolutely. Ben Dalton, John Schaefer here in Rochester, Bill Morris in Winnemac, always open to talking with you, sitting down. It's no cost to you to talk with them, share your information with them. We will run it through the system, and we can get you that pre-approval letter very rapidly, so you know exactly how much you can afford. And again, that's no cost, no obligation, and we're here to serve. Come talk to us. If you're not certain what you can afford, we can definitely help you through that process.
AJ, thank you for stopping by this morning. Todd, thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
in. Now, our trivia this morning was, who won the 1981 Final Four? Todd?
Well, it's actually the year President Reagan was shot, too, just to
Okay.
remind people about that. Indiana beat North Carolina 63-50. I think that was the Isaiah Thomas, Ray Tolbert, and
yes.
Turner time.
Yes.
Now, how many Final Fours, how many championships has IU won?
5 NCAA championships. Last one in '87.
Is he right?
Yes,
Tanner?
he's right.
Okay, let's close with this statement from Mahatma Gandhi.
Uh-huh.
Remember him?
Sure.
Okay. It is health that is real wealth, and not pieces of gold or silver.
Ah, very well said. He said a lot of good things.
Yeah,
He did.
he also did a strike and
That's right.
hunger strike.
That's right. He's a good guy. Dick Belcher, thank you very much. Todd, AJ, good to have you guys in the studio this morning. Tanner as well on the First Federal Program.